Alright, what you see here is a Highline ceiling fan. It does have like a brand name, but it's extremely long, so I'm not going to say it in this video. However, it's basically labeled Moss. The fan was made by Commander. That's something I was told by someone on a Facebook group of ceiling fans. It's basically an import fan, so it's definitely more powerful than your basic generic high ceiling fan from the 80s and 90s. Now, this fan I got new in box from Lewis Weedman, who happens to be another fan collector in the fan community. Not sure if he has a YouTube channel, but I'll ask him if he has one so I can post it in the channel link. But yeah, I got this new in box from him. On the box, it showed different blades and it had a white kit on it. I'm guessing the white kit you had to buy separate. I got it from Fanimation, and Mark Wilson brought it back for me. So I do appreciate it, Mark, if you're watching this. And yeah, this fan definitely cranks a ton of air. The blade arms, as you can tell, will appear that they're sagging. I don't know why they like that. I guess it's just the design of it, but I kind of do like the look of it like that. But yeah. But yeah, this is a pretty unique fan. It doesn't look like your everyday generic builder fan, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's actually a pretty well built one. It has a pretty beefy motor to it. It has solid wood blades. But yeah, has a beautiful finish on the blades, and I'll go ahead and show you the sticker to the motor housing. That I actually somehow missed when I was unboxing the fan. Yeah, you can tell that it has a pretty large motor to it. And yeah, here it is. Seems to spin pretty well. I'm going to do it from this angle, even though I might not be able to get the whole entire fan. Well, I can, but see these fans going to be in the background just a tiny bit. Only because of the way the blades are on this fan, they kind of have a droop to them somewhat. They're going to have to be in the background, so I do apologize for that. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and start this fan off on low speed. Alright, here's low. That's a pretty good low speed to it. I am feeling a decent breeze from it. It's definitely a very powerful fan. It's also a lot more powerful than I expected it to be. It's definitely like, but when you see it on high speed, you guys will see what I mean. And yeah, the mounting bracket to this fan is very similar to what you'd see on a newer low profile fan and such, like after the original low profile. Like from the 80s and 90s, they had like what you see on the low profile 2, the Home Depot version of the low profile and such. And the low profile 3 had like the square mounting bracket thingy. That's what this fan has. Now it stayed in place and doesn't like bounce around so much like that one. Or doesn't have like a ball so like the Harvey Sires that I have does. However, it kind of did bounce around a tiny bit, so what I did is I stuck some stuff underneath it. It's in between the mounting bracket and the motor, so this fan I can forecast so it won't bounce around too much. And the reason why this fan is actually able to do that is because the top portion of the motor does not spin, just the bottom portion of it, which I find to be pretty unusual. But somehow for some reason it's like that, so And that's why I was able to stick those things underneath it. It's like two blocks of wood underneath it. So yeah. Has a good low speed to it. The blades weren't drooping down so much like that. I wouldn't have to show the CD stand in the background. So it wouldn't be a bad fan to test in the basement, but I really don't want to. I honestly just want to keep it up here so it's in good shape. I'm trying to show that fan. I don't really need to show it to you guys. But yeah. Let's go ahead and move this fan up to medium speed. Right, here's medium speed. Medium speed speeds up quite a bit. And wow, this fan sure does cool the room down pretty well on medium speed. Pretty fast medium speed, to be honest. But yeah. Trying to bounce around a bit, I guess. So just ignore that. Wow, this fan definitely moves. It's definitely above normal Spinimotor Hunter category. That's something that's pretty obvious. Definitely moves more. I have a feeling this fan will move a lot more in any low profile. This has already become one of my favorite fans I've gotten this year. It's a generic color, but at the same time it's also a very powerful fan. So it's something, I mean, how can you not love it? It's kind of something like a Cosmonger Zephyr. It's a generically fan, but it's also a very powerful one. In fact, this in the kitchen, along with the Zephyr and the living room, that would be a very nice install. The only problem is, if they were both bright polished brass, that would definitely be something I can do. But the anti-brass combination would not look good in the kitchen at all. That's just the main issue. If it had like wood cabinets, I would put this up in the kitchen right away. It's just when they redid the kitchen, they painted them white, and that's obviously not my choice. But I had to suck it up and just live with it. Doing a lot of it at medium speed. Not even a quarter of, not even like 25% of the fans I have moved this much on even high speed. Alright, let's crank this beefy fan up to high speed. And high speed moves a ton of air. And I can feel it a ton of air from this fan. Oh, this fan moves a lot more air than a Hunter fan easily. And that's only, the reason why it's making that squeaky noise is actually because I have those things holding the fan in place. This fan definitely moves a lot more than all the fans I have installed. Honestly, the air movement from this fan is actually very considerable to a Casablanca fan. I'm not even joking at all. Yeah, this fan it's definitely gonna get installed when I get my own place, without a doubt. fan's trying to bounce around a bit since it's being floor tested. That's why it's making all that noise. But man, this fan cranks out a ton of air. If I was in the old apartment, I would put this fan in the living room without a question. If this fan didn't have those things holding it in place, it would be bouncing around a lot more than this. That's why I have those in place. So just ignore the sound. I know it might be hard to do, but try your best. I had a feeling it was probably going to squeak around a little bit because the way it was facing against. And that will probably do this. But yeah, this fan moves a ton of air. As you can probably tell by the sound of the camera. This fan is definitely a powerhouse. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut it off. And do a spin down. Well, this is definitely a fan that's going up someday in my house. Could actually be a living room installed if the living room looks dated enough. Maybe even in the office, who knows. But one thing's for sure is I'm definitely going to put this fan up with her. Even, I would definitely prefer to put this in the kitchen. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, this fan moves a ton of air. Definitely more powerful than the low profile in my bedroom. It's definitely close above the Hunter spinner motor Hunter range. It's definitely close to constant walking air movement. And of course, spin down is very short on this fan because the bearings haven't broken in yet. And the fact that this fan moves so much air, so the bearings haven't been broken in, that's. Once the bearings break in, I can only imagine how much air it moves. So I'm going to show it in reverse quickly. Here's the low reverse. And I'm Lewis, if you're watching this, I gotta thank you big time for telling me this fan. It's definitely a fan I've been wanting to have for a while. A generic hugger that's has a power, it's basically a powerhouse like this one. It means a lot that you sold this to me, so yeah. Did a good job on low speed. On reverse. Now for medium. Kind of has a cool startup sound too. It's honestly, if I was to convince my grandmother to swap out a fan, this honestly would be the perfect one. The only issue is the blades do have a bit of a droop to them, and the other thing is this fan is just such a powerhouse that I don't want to part with it at all. But it honestly was exactly the same like her Bahama, and for me to swap this out with this other kind of Bahama, I feel it would not be a good idea. Well, we was just trying to find a fan that's similar to the Bahama and swap it out flat. This one that was identical to it, but just a little bit better, so I can have it. Even on reverse, this fan does a pretty good job too. You kind of hear like the motor sound to it. It's like kind of sound like a jet plane almost, somewhat. Yep, it's a pretty cool startup sound. I think I showed you guys on have it up close when I start it up on high on reverse so you can hear it better without the wind sound getting in the way. The fan cranks a ton of it on reverse too. It honestly might be the best fan for me to put up in the kitchen, honestly, if I need a low ceiling fan or hugger fan. because this fan moves a ton of air and it will definitely be perfect for cooling down the kitchen. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut off the fan. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.